Are video games worse now? Why am I refusing to play games that I got recently released faster than Reddit locks a controversial thread? Basically. But it really gets me wondering if we've gotten old, or if Minecraft is the best, purest fun humanity can create in over 10 years. I discuss this often with my friends. We sit in Discord all day. Do you guys want to do anything? Like what? Counter-Strike? Nah. Forza? Nah, not feeling it, bro. And then we sit there naming all of our Steam games and resulting in nothing. I call up one friend. Hey Luca, you wanna play anything? Nah bro, game dead. Nobody's willing to do anything together, because games are not just as fun anymore. I want to bring up one example here. I was really hyped up for Elden Ring, truly a crowning achievement from FromSoft. When the game was released, I played for about 70 hours and never touched it again. How is what is regarded by many as a 10 out of 10 game only interests me for the first week? Then all of a sudden the game is a 24-year-old woman and I'm Leonardo DiCaprio. I often reminisce back to the early 2000s where I could pick up Super Mario 64 and just fool around, wasting hours just to do something new with the movement. Now if I don't play a game optimally, I just feel like I'm wasting my time. Think about it. You start an MMO and pick a class, what's the first thing you do? Look it up on the internet, of course. Hundreds upon hundreds of guides have been written out for new players just to stop them wasting their time and actually playing the game. Newest God of War just outright skips the middleman here.
You can probably use those islands to get a better angle on the torch, no? Use your blades to swing the torch. Let's cross the bridge now.
I'm not saying that wanting to play a game optimally or that guides are bad for games. I just feel like somewhere along the road we stopped just enjoying the moment. Playing games is becoming a second job and it's such a chore to force yourself through the content and you feel like the money was wasted. The free flow of information was both a blessing and a curse, but mostly a curse when stupid ass fucking Matthew over here gets to Google blue waffle. My young mind was shattered as a Protestant Christian child. Why did somebody make that image? Anyway, I'll save that story for later. I feel like this is what is best about new games on release. Playing the game hopefully alongside with some friends just to figure out any challenges or puzzles together. No guides or no how-tos. New games are really hit and miss these days. If I'm on the fence about whether a new game is a good investment these days, I'll just wait. If anyone I know is playing a game a week past its launch, I might hop on board as well. But this is far from the majority of the time. V-Rising and GTFO, people would beg me to get these titles, and a week later, it's a fucking graveyard. Nobody was willing to start up these games anymore. It is rare that I buy the game and finish them. The last games I can think of is Metroid Dread and Tunic. And before that it was The Witcher 3. One of the few games that held my attention all the way throughout. If a game is good, I forget to eat and I look at the time and it's 4 AM already. However, new games rarely contain any new experiences anymore. It's either the same thing and it gets boring really quickly, or it's a derivative game. I was thinking that games not being as fun anymore might have a psychological reason. Maybe the dopamine buttons don't work anymore. Like an addict, you grow immune to the dopamine rewards it gives you, and now you need a bigger hit just to feel a minimal amount of happiness. A lot of people also think it's nostalgia, and it might be. It was really simpler times back then. But then, why sometimes do I get nostalgic feelings about things that were just a couple of years ago? And when all things are considered, those years were otherwise horrible for me. So why aren't games fun anymore? I think we can conclude here that games are more derivative works that have been more focused on being safe rather than stand out. I'm thinking especially of recent action-adventure titles. Games are also getting constantly pumped out with more and more aggressive monetization. Remember when you could get those cool-ass calling cards in COD for things you did in the game? The heart card you got from killing yourself and an enemy by cooking a grenade without throwing it. Or the Mach 5 you got from shooting an entire SMG clip without missing a single bullet. It has been over 10 years, but I still remember the challenges. This is not the current state of affairs around here anymore though. Now buying these seems to be the only option for unlocking anything. No achievement to show to others, it's just to flaunt that you have money to burn. This is slowly creeping in on us. Also progression in games, I've been thinking a lot about this for a while. You can now buy a lot of progression in games for money. Level boosts in WoW, battle pass tier skips, a pass you've already paid money for, story skips in Final Fantasy. You are paying money as a stand-in for playing as optimally as you can. And when you've bought everything, there's nothing left to do, so you quit. You just lost double the amount of money and you barely played. Unlocking items in the game through progressing has been replaced by a paywall. A bit off topic, but have you ever gone to play Skyrim lately after playing other RPGs? Which I know you have, don't lie, You also own 3 copies of the game with a very small playtime in later versions. Anyway, the dialogue options are so limited and the NPCs seem so lifeless, even with their day and night schedule. Solitude is this big city in the lore, but when you go there it's like 4 guys and a hot dog maker in the corner. For my money, it's all about Baldur's Gate 3. The cutscenes, the dialogue options, the combat. This is a good game. My girlfriend got me into Dungeons & Dragons like 2 years ago, which is probably the best game you can play nowadays if you're really passionate about RPGs. Baldur's Gate 3 is like a D&D single player game you can play while you wait for your next D&D game. I know what you're thinking. Knack, get that shit out of here. That's some nerd shit. Get that out of my face.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
But trust me bro, when you get into it, it's a really great experience. Even though if you're just talking, maybe with some visual representation of what the area is like, you'll go from a dank crypt with evil monsters to an infiltration missions like Black Ops shit, or just to get drunk in a bar. Alright, back on track. It is bizarre to me to see Nintendo, a game company that understood fun so well, even the tennis games were fun, to just now see these uninspired lazy games getting pumped out. I feel like if people say a game is fun, it's just mediocre.
If it's not fun, why bother?
I really have a gripe with games that water down combat. You only lose a fight if you neglect your character. You know it when you see it. You run on low health. Whoa, stop the game, pause. I gotta eat 100 wheels of cheese, or use one of my 200 asthma inhalers in Cyberpunk. Breath of the Wild is also like that. Just pause the game and empty your entire inventory. Damage doesn't matter. A lot of video game series that I've been playing have more than often turned into a shell of its former self. Paper Mario used to be this fun, quirky, light-hearted adventure. Also one of the first games to really involve the player in its battles. And then Sticker Star comes out just to kick the fans in the nutsack. From what I hear from my friends, the Bethesda games are far from what they used to be. Game designers are so scared of players not finding everything they made for them, and are now just forcing quests on players. How are we as players who want to explore secrets in the game world left when the developers doesn't even want to give players a chance to wander off and get a bit lost? Luckily, not all game studios are like this. FromSoft actually believes in the players to find things, so it's good to see some faith in the average consumer. I remember the meltdown of game dev Twitter when Elden Ring was out. They just couldn't believe that the game left things unexplained to the players. It really cracked me up. JonTron once said, "A good game poses a philosophical question.
A masterpiece does it right in the title.
Then why did God curse me with hemorrhoids?" I think AAAs are a bit disconnected with the average consumer right now, and it looks like it's up to the indie developers to make the bridge big studios won't cross. So the only thing left for me to do is to end this video with a request. Give me a release date for Hollow Knight 2. Nintendo, get Game Freak to stop whatever they're currently doing, it's not impressing anyone. And Bethesda, if you have to delay Starfield again, I really hope to see a finished product at launch. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the comments, and subscribe if you like. Why not? It is one of the few things in life that are still free. Goodbye.